Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Flint, I've just blown in. And today we are back with more Dragon Age Origins. It's been a while since we've been to camp, let's go talk to our friends. Hey Win.
What's on your mind?
Why did the spirit choose to help you?
I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade.
Well, who
As a
could blame
child,
them? You're...
I had dreams because I knew they were there.
Aww. What about demons?
I could sense the demons too, and their presence frightened me.
Yeah,
It was
I
the
sense
kindly
Darkspawn.
spirits
That
of the
frightens
Fade
me
that
too
took the fear
sometimes.
from me. I've always been able to feel the spirits,
Aw.
even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched.
You had a creepy stalker spirit? Do spirits watch people like that?
I suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade.
Aw.
Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien.
Yeah.
I think it is a spirit of faith.
Aw.
They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong.
Nah,
But
seems
something
right.
tells me I'm not. Felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me,
Aw.
and was guarding me, for want of a better word.
That's... sweet? Question mark? You mean it protected you?
There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping
Aw.
me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them.
Yeah, we didn't do so good there. And also in your fight with Petra's demon. It's so weird anytime my name pops up in games, even though it's usually never my spelling. It's just weird.
I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me.
Could be.
I like to think that I was given a rare chance.
Yes, you were.
And I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me.
And that's the most you can do in situations like this, I guess. I'm glad you think traveling with me is worthy of your time.
I will not lie motionless in a bed.
I can't see you
coverlets
doing
up to my
that.
chin, waiting for death to claim
Let's
me.
go seek it.
That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden
Aww.
and help prepare her for the task that is yet before her.
Exactly.
So you had better listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger wagging.
You'd better. I'll hold you to that promise.
You know, I think you'll be all right,
Thank you.
even without my help.
Aw. Aw. New ability. Modern inspiration. Go us. Anything more to say since we're here?
What's on your mind?
Is there something we can do to cure you?
Cure me? What, am I sick now?
Well, you're kind of sharing your body. In a sense?
Even you know that you cannot cure the dead.
Eh.
And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it.
Yeah,
Ah,
experience.
Your concern is heartwarming.
Aw.
But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
I don't fear death. It's the dying that scares me.
People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with things that do not matter. When the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But why should you fear death if you are happy with the life you have led?
Good point.
If you can look back on everything and say, yes, I am content, it is enough.
Are you content?
I think I've led a good life.
I think so
A
too.
full life. And I, for one, am not afraid of death.
Good.
whatever it may bring. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, we'll see. Anything else to say?
What's on your mind?
Do you have any regrets at all? Because, you know, as awesome as life as you've had.
I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which
Good,
there
good.
are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life. Made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
Really? Tell me. It might make you feel better.
Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice.
Aww.
Anarin was
you.
an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and
Yeah?
he was very mistrustful of
Ah,
humans,
yeah.
especially humans in authority.
Yeah, humans are not exactly nice, air quote, to elves. I can see how this could be trouble.
What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home, time to emerge from his shell, so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was
Ouch.
young and arrogant.
I
is a
kind of
mate,
want to
I
see
thought.
Youngwin
He
now.
needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential just to be difficult.
Was he talented? Or what did he think of you? Because that just seems so unlike you. Is, well, like she pointed out, she was younger and this was her first apprentice. Yeah, so I can see making mistakes, and unfortunately... What did he think of you?
Oh, I dread to think. I was a harsh taskmistress. He might have thought I was a demon in disguise.
Well,
You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground.
no.
You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him.
Ouch. What happened to him?
Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
Poor kid. Why didn't they just bring him back to the tower?
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
Ouch. Yeah, that is one area where the circle kind of fails. Yeah. That was cruel of them.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed.
Because you
in
were
it.
a kid?
All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish.
Really?
He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
Interesting. Maybe he did find the Dalish.
The Templars are well trained and thorough.
Yeah,
But he still
but...
It would be a vain hope. The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him.
Well, something
sense,
came of it.
He was my teacher, and I his student.
That's really sad, and... You know what, though? The Templars are only human, and sometimes they can be reasoned with. See, there is a bright side. That's kind of... I want a better way to phrase this. See, then maybe a sacrifice was worthwhile.
And there it is. My story. My one
Thank
greatest
you,
regret.
Win. Also, this moves along her personal quest line, which we will be doing eventually, but not right this second.
What's on your mind?
Can I ask you stuff about the sickle?
I will answer to the best of my ability.
Of course you will, because you're awesome. Alright, we've exhausted Wynn's dialogue. Cool. I have to talk to you next. Let's go see the boyfriend. Hello, puppy. Hey, you. How you doing?
Yes?
Aw, you're adorable. I have some questions.
Of course.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens and the rabbits.
Such as they are.
Aw, no more questions. Although you do look snazzy in that armor.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. Yes?
Let's discuss something in private.
Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right?
Right. I need to tell you how much I enjoy your company.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing.
Aw,
Given the circumstances, things could have been so much worse.
really?
I'm so grateful that you're you
Aw.
instead of some other Grey Warden.
Yeah.
That sounded better in my head. I just mean to say that I've really come to care about you.
Oh, he is so cute. I feel the same way.
Now we just need to be rid of that pesky archdemon and everything will be back to normal, right?
Do we really want a full normalcy, though? Because, you know, under normal normalcy, we wouldn't have ever met, and I like us knowing each other.
So, all this
Oh?
time we've spent together, you know, the tragedy, the brushes with death, the constant
Yeah.
battles with the whole blight looming
Good
over us.
times.
Will you miss it once it's over?
Miss the constant battles, or miss you?
I know it might sound strange,
Really?
considering we haven't known each other for very long.
Long
but
enough.
I've come to care for you a
Aww.
great deal. I think maybe it's because we've gone through so much together. I
Really?
don't know. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm fooling myself. Am I? Fooling myself? Or do you think you might ever feel the same way about me?
Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Tongue-tied. I will say this, Alistair's voice actor and the writing they did is so freaking good. He's just an adorable puppy man. I think I already do.
So I fooled you, did I? Good to know.
Aw, kissies. He took initiative.
That wasn't too soon, was it?
No. No. I don't know. I need more testing to be sure.
Well, I'll have to arrange that then, won't I?
Yes, you will.
Maker's breath, but you're beautiful.
Oh, and you're handsome.
I am a lucky man.
Yes, you are.
Now, let's get back to what we were up to
Making out?
before, lest I forget why we're here.
Making out? Aw, Major Constitution inspired. Go us.
Your desire is my command.
What was I doing? Questions?
Of course,
Grey Wardens?
such as they are.
No.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow.
What was I doing?
Fair enough. Your desire is my command.
Giggle.
Well, we're in camp.
I know.
Now's as good a time as any to talk, right?
Kiss?
Oh, you want to
Yes.
right now?
Come on.
Well, who am I to refuse?
Exactly. Aw, kissies. Okay. We're gonna go do other stuff now. Yes. Okay, let us continue talking to people. Although all y'all should be so jealous of me. Just saying. Hey, Shale. I mean, Val.
Shale of House
Oh,
Kadash.
right. You have stuff going
Is that
on.
who I once was?
Probably.
I find this difficult to believe.
Well, you weren't born a golem, so... what to say? Well, you're tall for a dwarf.
I am not a dwarf. Or at least, I'm not a dwarf any longer. If I was this Shale of House Kadash, as Caridin said, there must be some evidence of my existence remaining.
Okay.
I must find it.
Yes. Yes, we must. Perhaps their records in Orzammar.
There is another way.
Really?
What Caridin said, it has allowed me to remember one thing. I believe I know where Kadash Taig is.
Tell me more. We can go there, if you like.
Its offer is appreciated.
You're welcome.
I will mark the location on its map.
Yay!
If we can journey there soon, I am
Maybe.
most curious as to what we will find.
Ew. Golem's memories. New quest acquired. Go us.
I have a question for it,
Really?
if it will indulge me. It chose to
Sure.
side with Caridin and destroy the Anvil of the Void.
Yes, because I'm not
I
evil.
agree with its decision. And yet the Paragon Branca was the reason it ventured into the Deep Roads. Why did it choose to defy her? It could not have known for certain that Caridin would be able to assist it with the dwarves.
Well, Bronco was kind of, nuts. So I was not going to side with a crazy person. You believed in Caridin. I wasn't going to let you down.
I am pleased then.
As you
I
should
had no
be.
idea that was why it did that.
Well,
At any
that
rate,
and Bronco
I
was
wanted
crazy.
to thank it.
Aw.
It gave Caridin the end he wanted, and I'm pleased to have been a part of it. I will have to think on Caridin's words to me. It was a great deal to absorb, but for now, let us go on.
Let us go on. You, major strength. You're a strong woman, Shale.
It speaks.
It does. I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things
Not really.
to do.
Have you learned nothing? I'm told you killed your former master.
Did I not already tell it that I do not remember doing such? I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague.
Vague, but not non-existent.
Clever.
Yep.
And true.
Yay!
Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall.
Yes.
My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I
Why?
think.
Your function's awesome. I'll tell you why you're fine as you are.
Flattery. And obvious flattery, too.
No,
I feel warm and fuzzy
I mean
inside.
it. You're awesome.
He possessed my control rod, and back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing.
So he hit the kill me button by accident. What do you remember next?
And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me. So they simply left me. And in time, I forgot I hadn't stood there all along.
That must have been terrible. I'm sorry.
In fact, at first, I found it more of a relief.
I guess a
So
vacation's
many
a vacation.
years I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall!
Ugh.
At first, I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed. An acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring.
I'm sorry. Maybe it had something to do with the crystals.
Possibly. Except that he was not experimenting with the crystals at the time,
Okay,
I
good
think.
to know.
But my memory is not good. It may be correct. Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless, for which I should be thankful, yes? And
Yes.
provided it doesn't decide to copy his
No.
experiments, not that I would allow it, it is nothing to fear from me. Much.
Exactly. Just like you have nothing to fear from me. Much. Sounds good to me.
The things that it fights, and it fights things
Yup.
often, that is a different story.
Oh, yeah.
Let us get back to the walking and the fighting.
Yes.
My stone is beginning to itch again.
Oh, should I get you some pumice? Maybe a whetstone? I'm not really sure what golem grooming entails.
It speaks.
It does, because... Ow, I still want to hang out with you. I have questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Not really. So... You're female? I had no idea. I mean, the player I totally did, but...
I did not think it needed to be said.
Well,
it has never told me
obviously.
what gender it is, has it?
I am female, by the way.
Good for it.
Thank you.
I am sure that to other creatures as soft and weak as itself, that would be perfectly obvious.
Cool.
The truth is that whatever gender I was is irrelevant now. I am a golem. I have no gender. It will not become an issue.
Aww. So we shouldn't go try to find you a stony boyfriend? Are we gonna fight over the same man?
Oh ho ho. I
You're
can
welcome.
tell that this is going to be a whole pile of laughs.
Yep.
Oh yes. Comedy gold.
And I'm
mine.
here to mine it.
Now, let us crush something soft and watch it fountain blood.
Yes!
That is a girlish thing to want to do, yes?
Exactly. This is why you're my BFF, Shale.
It speaks.
It does. I have some questions. Because I very much don't want to say you're still with me. Because I always want Shale with me.
It doesn't have better things to
I
do.
really don't. Guess not.
On then.
On then. Forward. Morgie, what you doing? You being cool? You torture now?
I await your command.
Aw, but I don't want to command you. Let's talk.
So, full of questions, are you?
Yep. How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. It is a skill of Flemets,
Really?
taught over many years in the wilds.
Interesting.
The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike.
Really?
Dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Is it though? Your mother has been doing this for a long time then? But it is a legend, right? Let's actually ask her about her mom.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say.
Really?
She has not done it in my experience. Positions
Okay.
reversed, she would no doubt do exact. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
I don't know, I'm just having a conversation, because that's a freaking cool power. Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, it is true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf,
Ooh.
listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no
I
illusions.
don't know,
to the
I am a
contrary.
pretty stealthy rogue. I do like the shadows myself. Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may
Okay.
study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is.
Ah.
I gain nothing by studying another human.
Ooh.
I already am the same as they are. I learn
No,
nothing.
you're
So
much
the answer
specialer.
is no. My human form is the only one I possess.
Good to know. Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one.
Ah,
'Tis a spell
so
and
not
thus
me.
requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
I know. I've never heard of magic like that before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world.
Really?
There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi,
I know.
despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next.
Yeah?
The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such
I
practitioners
really
if
wish
they
we could have had
But
our
as luck have
warden.
it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
That's good. Such traditions need to be preserved.
I am surprised you think so.
Why?
Still, 'tis a pleasant thing to hear.
That's all I want to talk about.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be
Well,
put to the torch?
I'm sure if we asked Al, he'd say yes, but... I think your abilities sound quite useful.
A most practical opinion.
Yep.
Far more so than any man I have spoken to.
Aw.
But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Yep. Ew. Massive magic inspired. You're gonna be my friend before this is over. Yay! Let's see what else we can talk about.
I await your command.
Yeah, but I don't really want to command you.
So, full of questions, are you?
No, because... Oh, okay, it's
I
going to
await
boot me
your
out of the menu
command.
altogether. Well, let's discuss something a bit more personal, shall we?
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay, no, I want her here. It is nice you can ask them to leave, but no, I want all the friends. Hey, Stanny. How you doing?
You called.
I did. I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no
Ooh.
one has a place here. Our
Sure they
farmers
do.
wish to be merchants. The
Ah.
merchants dream of being nobles,
mean
and
jobs.
the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
No, because we like to grow and change. Don't the Kenari ever want to change their lot in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys
Learning
a shop
new
is never a
skills?
merchant. He is always a
Self-fulfillment?
farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
But that makes the turtle stronger.
Does it?
Yes.
It's also his weakness. If he
Really?
stumbles and falls over, it pins him on his back.
Yeah, but
It
they
is
can just
better
roll back
armor
to their feet.
yourself with no more than what you need. One life, one duty.
I suppose that's true. I mean, I was a princess before all this started. And, if I had remained as such, I probably would have been a baby factory back in Orzammar, so, yeah. I kind of disagree with you, but... Actually, don't you think happiness is important? And I'm probably going to lose approval for asking you, but...
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving
Hmm.
your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here.
Really?
You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari
Oh.
tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This
Okay,
should be remedied.
it should, yes. I will keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
You sound a bit homesick.
Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own.
Very
To see
true.
faces that are and aren't like yours.
Also very
I
true.
miss the smells of Saharon. Tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs.
Yeah, I get that having moved to a foreign country in my adult life. You left out rotting garbage.
True. I was trying to forget that part.
Sorry.
Shall we move on?
I discuss something else you mentioned.
Speak then.
I guess that's it.
Then I suggest we move on.
Yes. have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Never mind.
Very well.
Oh, I discussed something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
Nope. Okay.
Then I suggest we move on.
We have exhausted his dialogue tree for now.
As you wish.
Bye, Betty. Ooh, moderate strength. You will love me. Ooh, 19 approval. Go us. Let's go talk to Ogren. Hey, Betty. How you doing?
Come to talk to old Ogren,
Yep.
have you? Don't know why.
'Cause you're in my camp? What's wrong, Ogren?
Nothing. I'm fine. Just, I got a hornet in my eye,
hate
is
that.
all. Did you want to talk about something?
Yes, always. Are you... Oh, wait, you actually are new. I'd like to know more about you.
What about?
Are you blah, blah, blah. Sophie knows how to talk. Are you sure you're fine with what happened with Bronca?
Oh, sure. I'm fine with it. I mean, she was a real firebrand between the sheets.
The crazy ones
but
always
a bit
are.
soft in the skull, you know what I mean? Explains why she left, anyway.
Why would she leave a prize bull like yourself?
Woman was a few columns short of a haul, you know? I mean, she leaves
still a
me
paragon.
and flits about with that water-tart Hespith. What's she got that I don't?
A
Just the
vagina?
thought of the two of them together,
Boobs?
kissing and licking and intertwined on the floor of the deep road.
You're writing fanfiction, aren't you?
I'm just gonna go back to the tent for a moment.
Bye.
Excuse me.
You go have fun with that.
What you need?
I'd like to know more about you.
What about?
What's it like to be a warrior in Urzamar? Because, you know, I'm a rogue. And a
You get a
princess.
sword or an axe, and are told to go out and defend your city.
Aw.
It's the best thing in the world. That
That
is
sounds
until
pretty
you try
awesome.
to live in the city you saved.
Oh? What do you mean?
I mean, they train you to kill, teach you to harness your rage at the first noise you hear, then try to set 100 sodding rules about it.
Ah.
Those provings. Ancestors show their favor through the strongest arm, right?
Yep.
So why so many rules saying how to fight and when you win and not to bloody kill? Killing's what swords are for.
No, they're for defense. They can be to look pretty. They can be ceremonial. And also, we don't really have high birth rates. So let us not deplete our number, shall we? I see what you mean, but I disagree.
You toss a nug to a deep stalker, you don't expect it not to eat the thing, right?
I don't know about that.
This makes me cranky. Don't you have any other inane questions?
Sure, I have many main questions. Do you miss Orzammar?
What? Miss Orzammar? Are you mad? In
little.
addition to being ugly?
Hey, I
They
am
treated
very
me like
pretty.
a puddle fly back there. I'm never going back.
Good. How do you like the surface?
It's sodding great.
It is.
First I was a little queasy
Ugh, I
with
know,
all
right?
that air, but there's just so much
I
of it.
know.
No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing.
I know,
And the
right?
ale. Oh, who'd have thought? Ale made with grain.
I know. So
Aye, the
good.
surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill,
Let's.
huh?
Let's go bring
All this
Shell with
talk
us.
makes my hands twitchy.
Dwarven killing party. Let's go.
What you need?
I'd like to know more about you.
What about?
Yeah, well, maybe some other time.
All right.
We'll talk more later.
Aye. All right then.
Bye-bye. Okay. We got quite a bit out of that. How's Ogren's approval? Because all of my friends will love me. Neutral. After all that, he is still neutral. Well, fortunately, I think I put all of my gifts somewhere else. Darn it. Okie dokie. We'll work on that. Hey, Lil.
Something I can help with?
Let's talk about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
You're traveling in stories to share?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit
Yes.
from them.
Tell
I
me
think.
them. Darkspawn and Plymouth. Another one to
Which
here. You know what? I think
It
I've
will
heard all
come
your
to you
stories.
soon, I'm sure.
Never mind. Good chat. Zavi, what you up to, buddy? Care to answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you
Yes,
luridly
yes,
while
you
you
do.
do so.
Tell me about your adventures.
Again?
Yes.
Now, what might interest you, I
A
wonder?
lot of things.
Shall I describe the stages involved with lanthrax
Ooh.
poisoning?
Yes.
I watched a man go through all 7 once.
Cool. That sounds like fun.
Haha, you have rather macabre tastes.
I do.
See. I like that. Let's see. How about the largest battle I ever took part in?
Oh.
That would have been the slaughter of Prince Osrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
No, but I've literally lived under a rock, so... You killed a prince.
Me? Not personally, but
Ah.
I did take part in the attack. Prince Osrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Osrin once and for all. I was in one
Wait.
of those cells.
The crows were fighting each other? Is this sort of thing common in Antiba?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the crows.
Ah.
You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after
True.
all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often.
Ah.
This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand.
That's not good.
It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne.
Ah.
A commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
Really? What did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who
Really?
had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window.
Oh.
I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind.
Of course.
Made off with my boots.
Oh.
too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
You got robbed by urchins. Girl, he fell out a window and nearly died. But now, yeah, I'm curious, because I do want to know more about the boots.
I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive.
Not your
But
first
there you
walk
go.
of shame, I'm sure.
Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories,
Aw,
huh?
but I want to hear more embarrassing stories. It's one of my favorite hobbies. Maybe not go in my crotch.
What is your desire?
Can I answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you
Yes.
luridly while
Yes,
you
you
do
do.
so.
Tell me about your adventures.
Well, the only one that's really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
All right. It's all right. I understand.
Thank you. Perhaps another day.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to that, though. Let's see.
What is your desire?
Let's discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Never mind. Because everything kind of goes to a place that, as a loyal girlfriend, I don't want to go to. Hey, puppy. How you been? Happy bark. Now I'm gonna be that the puppy because she's a good boy. Who's a good general? You's a good general. Good boy. Okay. So, we had a lot of conversations today. We've learned some things. We've had kisses. And... looking at the clock, how long we've been running, I think here's probably a good place to cut the video. I'm sorry this was really light on anything action-y, but, you know, a good chunk of Origins is getting to know these people in this camp and making friends. So, for me, this was a worthwhile use of my day. Alright, well, with that said, I'm gonna cut the video here, so until next, tack ligatilak hedo.